In today's video, we are going to create an amazing poster design in Photoshop. Grab your mouse as we dive in. First things first, we are going to create a new document. Choose a solid color. Create a new layer with a soft-tone brush. Foreground is set to white, and we are just going to click once. With the layer selected, we are going to set blend mode to soft light. Now let's grab our asset for this tutorial. Holding down the shift key, we are just going to copy all these layers together. Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. We adjust this right here. So we are going to grab our guides. With this layer selected, we drop it right here. Create an exposure adjustment layer, clipped onto the layer. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. We grab the polygonal ISO tool. Then we are just going to create a selection this way. Once we have a selection, we are going to select a soft-tone brush. Hardness is set to 0. We reduce opacity. Foreground is set to white. And we are going to paint some shadows. We are going to create another exposure adjustment layer. Since we have a selection, it's only going to take that portion. With the mask selected, we set foreground to black and we are just going to erase. So we are going to mask out all these portions we don't want. With the layer selected, we are going to reduce the opacity. We are going to create another exposure adjustment layer clipped onto the layer. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. With the soft-tone brush, foreground is set to white. And we are going to paint some shadows. Now we can clear our guides. We are going to position this layer right here. With this layer selected, we are going to set blend mode to color dot and reduce the opacity. With the layer selected, Ctrl J to make a copy. With this layer in place, we are going to reduce the opacity. We zoom in and we are going to pick a mask, so we are going to be masking out a portion of this. With the brush tool, hardness is set to 100. Opacity is set to 100, foreground is set to black. And we are just going to mask out the portion of this, so we are just going to brush this way. L for polygonal lasso tool. With the polygonal lasso tool selected, we create a selection. Right click and we are going to fill that with the foreground color black. Ctrl D to deselect. We do same for this. We create a selection. Once you have a selection, we right click and we are going to fill it with the foreground color. Now we're just going to refine that a bit. Set opacity back to 100. With the layer selected, we are going to create a curve adjustment layer clipped onto the layer, so the effect applies only to the layer. With the mask selected, with the soft time brush, we are going to reduce the opacity, set foreground to black, and we are just going to mask out this portion. We are going to create an exposure adjustment layer clipped onto the layer. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. With the soft time brush, foreground is set to white and we are going to paint some shadows. Create another exposure adjustment layer. This is for highlight. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft time brush, foreground is set to white, and we are going to paint some back. Reduce opacity. With this layer selected, we are just going to position it right here, Ctrl T, right click and we are going to skew that. Right click and we are going to skew that a bit. With the layer selected, we are going to set blend mode to overlay. Ctrl J to make a copy. And we are going to reduce the opacity of the copy. Right above this layer, we are going to create an exposure adjustment layer. With the mask selected, we press Ctrl I to invert. With the soft time brush, reduce opacity a bit. We are just going to paint some back. Create a new layer right above all layers. With the soft time brush, we are going to copy this hash code. Set foreground to this hash code. Opacity is set to 100, flow is set to 100. And we are going to click once. Create a curve adjustment layer. Reduce the opacity. We are going to drop this layer right here. With the screen layer selected, we are going to press Ctrl J to make a copy. Select the layer itself, not the copy. Then we are going to create an exposure adjustment layer clipped onto the layer. With the layer selected, we are going to press Ctrl T to transform. Right click and we are going to distort that. Once that is in place, we are going to select the mask. With the mask selected, grab the gradient tool. And we are just going to drag this way to erase. With the layer selected, not the mask, we are going to apply Gaussian blur at a radius of 12. Now we are going to reduce the opacity. Once we have everything in place, we are going to press Ctrl Alt Shift E to merge all layers. Right click and convert the layer into a smart object. Then we'll go for camera raw. So filter, camera raw, filter. All we are going to do is we are going to play with the camera raw settings until we like the outcome. Once that is looking good, then we hit OK. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope to see you in the next one. Till next time, stay creative.